back. And we're with the folks from Raspberry Jam. The director, Courtney Ware, producer, Meredith Burke, and actor, Andrew Sensenay. Thanks for coming, guys. So I guess before we start, for folks that haven't seen it yet, it's an 8-minute short, so what's it about in your words?
Well, I guess the shortest and easiest way is it's about a man, Stephen McMurphy, played by Mr. Simpson here, who has everything going great in life, and he ends up losing it all. And it's all about him trying to find hope through those difficult situations. And the little fun fairy tale twist is there happens to be a leprechaun in the movie as well.
That was a nice twist at the end. Andrew, the role requires a lot of different kinds of acting. What was that like, and how did you prepare yourself for that?
Well, I wouldn't say it required a whole lot of acting. Once you see it, I don't do a whole lot. Just working with Courtney, we've worked together before, so really just following her advice. And my job was to try to bring the character she envisioned to life. And so I just listened to her when she said, "Don't blink, don't blink. Keep your eyes open another 10 minutes. You'll be fine."
I know a lot of you guys are vocal. What's it like to be able to present the film here at the Dallas Film Festival?
Oh, we're actually really super excited about that. This is our first entry and our first acceptance, and so hopefully some more will start rolling in. But we're really excited because we haven't even had a cast and crew screening or anything, and so like a lot of our actors are local, and so the entire cast and crew is going to get to come out and see it on the big screen for their first time seeing it.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's really great. We're excited.
I know that the writer Mike Madden isn't here, but where did the idea, the genesis of this come from? Because it's a little off the wall. It's as off the wall as you can get in 8 minutes, I'd say.
It really is. Mike and I actually work together a lot. I actually optioned a script from him called Sunny in the Dark that we've been in development for, and he sent me the script for something else, and that something else didn't end up happening, so I sort of sat on the script, and then we decided to make it. And in all that time, I never asked him where the idea came from until recently, because people have been asking us that. And he basically told me that he really didn't know where it came from. And that, it was just sort of his response to, there are so many movies that almost unrealistically display hope and the way that people react to it. And so this was his kind of answer to that in a fairy tale, to be able to realistically show what hope really is like.
The tone shifts a lot in a very short period of time. I can think of at least 3 specific changes. What were you trying to achieve there? And I mean, just from a structural standpoint, it seems like an interesting choice.
Well, for me personally, tone I think is one of the hardest things for filmmakers to grasp and sometimes display. And so I was really challenged by that, and really nervous about it. And so that was one of the things that we talked about beginning when we were in development for it, was those tone shifts and everything. So honestly, I was actually kind of excited to be challenged that way, that you have almost in the first 2 minutes the tone shifts, and then probably 4 minutes later the tone shifts again. And so having to meet that type of a challenge as a filmmaker was really exciting.
Now, this is the second short you've directed, is that right?
Yeah. Technically, yes.
Technically. What's that learning curve been like? How have you been handling that?
It's been great. I've actually been working kind of in the industry for about 6 years now. So I just surrounded myself with amazing actors and amazing producers and our DP and the rest of our crew. So there really was a huge trust there that they respected me, and I was able to, I respect all of their work so much. And so it was really just, it was kind of an easy situation to be in because I guess working conditions were so great.
Now, Andrew, you've been in lots of different kinds of things, lots of different roles. What drew you to this role where, like you say, you wouldn't have to blink for 10 minutes?
Well, the fact I didn't have to memorize any lines. Oh, I just gave something away. Courtney had sent me the script maybe last summer, and I read the script and had the opportunity to read a lot of scripts each week, and this one just really stood out. And it reminded me a great deal of the television episodic Pushing Daisies, and just very whimsical, almost fantasy, but just the idea of, even in reading the script, the colors you could see, and as things went through, and then, as you said, the shifts in tone, I think I probably finished it right away, and I'm not even sure when you sent me the script that you asked me if I was interested in doing it. It was like a tease. You just sent me the script, and then I got to think, well, wait, what are you doing this for? And I got to come back to you and go, okay, now you got to let me do this role. And so it was really it. And then knowing Courtney, and I've worked with Mike Madden before, and his writing is spectacular. And then Courtney calls and asks for help. The answer is always yes.
I think that it's interesting in that short time you take a script that is equal parts light and dark, but overall, visually, it's very bright, I think. Why did you decide to do it that way?
I haven't seen it yet, so I'll let...
Oh, yeah, that's right, I forgot. I'm giving stuff away.
Courtney.
Well, one of the, it's sort of that balance in tone and everything. It really is sort of a dark situation that Stephen McMurphy is in. And so just the way that we shot it and everything, I wanted the beginning of it to be really bright, because you have to basically show that his life is bright and great. And then all of a sudden this big shift happens. And the end is sort of when you start trying to achieve hope again, trying to find that. So kind of playing with those back and forth was something that Ron, the DP, and I had a lot of conversations about.
I thought the one scene where, this isn't giving that much away, but the divorce papers, let's just say that. I thought that was, it was perfect in that there's a lot going on in 10 seconds. Was that a scene that was originally longer, or was it always something that you had planned to be that short?
I planned 8 shots for that scene, and we got 1. And so it was actually kind of a happy surprise, because we were running out of time. Of course, locations and everything. We had planned this much to happen, and then when we got there, they said, well, you only have 5 hours instead of 8. And so we had to really scramble. And so we looked at it, and I said, I had all these close-ups and these intercuts and everything, and so I was like, you know what, we got 1. So we just did it in the wide shot. And funny thing, shout out, that is my dad playing the lawyer, so I roped him into that. So
All in the family. Yeah. Why, and it's a very simple question, but why raspberry jam? Out of all of the breakfast foods it could have been.
I wish I knew. Mike, again, I asked him, and he was very coy and vague in his answers. So I think part of it is just, I'll make up an answer. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. That's what I do every day.
Yeah. Everyone likes grape. I like grape.
I don't think anyone likes grape.
I like
It's always everyone's second choice.
Well, right. Strawberry too is very, very common. But no one ever really says, I love raspberry jam. And so I think we'll just say that the reason it was raspberry jam is it's the more unique of the jams.
Okay, I'll give you that. So what's coming up next? Where are you guys going after this?
Well, like I said, we're developing a film. Meredith is going to be helping produce as well, called Sunny in the Dark. So we're just like every filmmaker here. We're trying to fund money, trying to develop it. And so hopefully we'll move forward with that. But yeah, that'll be my first feature director debut. Hopefully.
Are you taking raspberry jam anywhere else? Or?
Yeah, we've entered into probably like 10 more festivals or so. But we start hearing in a couple weeks back from them. So we're just excited that we got into DIFF. Like she said, it was our first one to enter into. So we'll see.
Great. Well, good luck, guys, and thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. Go see our film.